Yeah.
Welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, where gravity and mass meet friction. The ramp decides the results, or who wins. Well, eventually who wins. We have something pretty special today. I have had this particular vehicle in my collection for a few years now, and I didn't really want to unbox it, but then I found another one. It was easy enough to find on Amazon, but I had actually purchased this particular item, which I'll show in a minute, by at a local comics shop in Boston. Newberry Comics is the name of the comic shop. They do graphic novels, comics, other collectibles, Funko Pops, that kind of thing. So as I started doing the measurements here with the lab, I've been wanting to break this bad boy out, but since I only had one, I kind of wanted to leave it in its original packaging. So got the idea, might as well get another one. So here it is. Behold, John Wick's Mustang, the 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429 from Series 18, I guess is what the series is on this. But this is from Greenlight Hollywood, and this is a I don't know. I've picked up a few other vehicles from this company. This is the first one that I'm actually going to unbox, and then we're going to put through the lab. We're going to do the measurements on it. We're going to do the kind of all-around view. We're going to do the usual track warm-up laps and official 10 laps, and we will see how this vehicle performs. Here's the back. I know you can't see it because it's backwards. So I'll read it off. Here we go. When sadistic young thugs senselessly attack John Wick, a brilliantly lethal ex-assassin, they have no idea that they've just awakened the boogeyman. Baba Yaga. If you know, you know. If you haven't seen the movies, this might not make as much sense, but if you have seen the movies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. With New York City as his bullet-riddled playground, Wick embarks on a merciless rampage, hunting down his adversaries with the skill and ruthlessness that made him an underworld legend. Okay, so this is from the first movie, John Wick, because we know there are fours, and then he stars in, or he has a little bit of a cameo in Ballerina. That's Keanu Reeves as John Wick. But I don't know. This is going to be, I've been looking forward to this bad boy right here. So why don't you say, as you see the reflection in the packaging, I think it's time to unbox this bad boy. This unboxing is going to be a little bit different because as you look at the box itself, this is not just a blister pack. This is some clamshell packing. So why don't we just take a quick look? You got a little John Wick notation on the end there. We got the 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429. The John Wick Greenlight. This is the kind of what I just read off to you. You can sort of see the back along with the little code there, the little skew. I was looking to see if there was going to be an easy way to unbox this thing, and I don't really see one. So I got to break out the handy dandy X-Acto knife, and we're going to have to go this way. But that's why I have a second one for the collector side. Woo! This is gonna be tight. I want to do this without taking anything out. See? Okay. All right. We're almost there. I don't want to end up cutting myself by accident. So we're just kind of just being very careful. Okay, let's see if we did enough to get her out of this. Okay, so this is packed up really nice. Now, I honestly don't remember what I paid for this. This car might have been 15 or 20 bucks, but I would have to look and see. I'm not really sure. If I remember to look at it when I'm posting it later on in this video, I'll put the information up in the video. So here she is in the box. Okay. As usual, we like to get a little bit of a weight. This feels relatively light. I mean, I don't know. It feels like there's some good weight in here. Okay, that's metal. That's metal. That's rubber. So these are going to be kind of like what I will equate to the real riders, because that's metal base. These are rubber tires. Although the way it's rolling doesn't look like it. It looks like this. Looks like this tire. Some of the stuff. I'm not really sure how well made this is going to be. A little bit of play, but all right. First, why don't we? I was going to say first things first. Why don't we do the usual? Because the design is really pretty slick when you just look at it for what it is. Okay, so look at that. Hood pops open. Can only get that up so far, but you can kind of see in there. Actually, I'm going to see if I can get another light over top and see if we can kind of see a little better what's going on in there. Okay. These doors don't open. Check out the back. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get the light just right and see if it says where it's made. Ooh, that's some small writing. I might have to put on I'm wearing my computer glasses right now. Sometimes you might see me with a couple different pairs of glasses on during a video. Oh, this is made in China. During a video, because I have computer glasses, which are single view, that I use when I'm, entering information in or gaming. So, especially gaming. I like the little detail there, the little Mustang detail. And look at the top. And then I have my what's called progressive lenses, so that they're not bifocals, they're progressives, and they're transition lenses. So that way I don't have to worry about sunglasses. They just, tint for me when I'm outside. I do have regular sunglasses for driving. All right, well, enough about my glasses. And now that I switched it off and I can see everything, just doing one more quick. Oh, the little Mustang right there. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at the way this wheel play is underneath. I don't know how fast this is really going to end up being. I mean, I love the look of it, but this is looking like it's a little, like, see how that just is a little bit wonky. But we'll see how she performs on the track. What do you say? Time for me to do the measurements, and we'll put her through the usual paces. Well, just entered the measurements in, and it was heavier. It's in the E-Class. It was heavier than I was expecting, which is why we measure, because we make these assumptions about how things feel or look or whatever. But then when you put them on the scale or, with the calipers or the whatever, you find that, wow, that's not exactly what you were expecting. So this is the case here. Anyway, we're about to do the 20 warm-up laps. Now, I just tested the gate. we had an issue before I put the car on. This time I checked it first. Problem with the gate, got that kind of fixed out. Looks like it's not resetting all the way. So hopefully with these next 20 warm-up laps and 10 official laps, everything will run well. So we'll see. All right, enjoy. Okay, the official lap 1, and which is also the warm-up. Wow, very slow, but like with the real riders, we're finding that these rubber tires are likely causing a little bit of a slow. But while we're at it, woo, look what we got from the same line. These will be the ones I'm collecting. Got an extra Starsky and Hutch one, but I haven't found a John Wick 2 from the John Wick 2 film yet. But you can see that's the 70 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 396, and then the Starsky and Hutch mobile, which, you know, fun show, great car. All right, let's get on it. We got 19 more laps to go, and then for the warm-up, and then 10 laps to go for the official. We'll be back. Just finished up the 20 runs. I gotta be honest, I'm not really liking the way this car, it's very squirrely in the laps. Remember when I showed you the roll in the beginning, it was definitely not, it was a little bit lopsided, if you will, or not lopsided, but the tires, I think the way the tires were set were a little bit off. But this is the very first car where the first run wasn't the fastest. We had an increasing speed, we had 4 rounds that went faster. So lap 1, obviously, and then lap 6, and then 8, and then 11, respectively, as far as the fastest lap times. And then with the slowest lap time was on lap 17 for 2.231. So the fastest was 2.074 for the 20 warm-ups. We had some track malfunctions again. Oh, I got a hair messed up there. Track malfunctions again, but they did not impact the runs because I'm able to, you know, kind of anticipate, and I can make sure that things are fixed before the runs happen. But I don't know. We're gonna see what happens with these 10s. I mean, I love the car, I love the look of it, but I'm really not and the quality of the material seems pretty good. Like I said, metal base, paint job looks good, rubber tires, but just the way it's built, it's a little wonky. So I'm gonna try to get some shots from behind. You'll see what I mean if I'm able to. But let's see how we do with the 10 with these 10 laps. So here we go. We're getting ready for lap 1 of 10. I'm gonna see if you can see this angle, so you can see what I mean by how wonky it runs. Now, it's hard to tell from here, but when it gets further down the track, it's really jumpy. So we're starting off at 2.193. Time for lap 10. Got her in there. Let's see how she does. Lap 10. 2.118. Here's what we're looking at. You can see the warm-up laps, which are some of the notes on the right there. But the left, you'll see the official 10 runs, with the last one I'll write in here in a second, of 2.118. See the track temp, room temp, and humidity. We'll get the average here in a bit. Time to enter this info in the database. Welcome back to Peak Speed Lab 164, where again we're gravity and mass meet friction. The ramp definitely decided the results of what appeared to me to be quite a wonky vehicle. We've got an average lap time of the 10 official lap time of 2.565 seconds. Now, granted, this is Class C, so heavier vehicle, rubber tires, metal base, so we know that at least thus far, cars with that kind of combination run a bit slower. But it was hard. I don't know if blown up, if you'll be able to see it on whatever device you're watching it on, TVs and such. But when I was watching it up close, man, this car was just like, ooh, it was very, very shaky going down the track. So anyway, it is what it is. So we test it. I do love the look of this car, and even the weight of it and the materials in it, it just, if I was gonna have to pull out a car to race, this wouldn't be the car I'd pull. At least not this particular version. Now, who knows? I have another one, which I'm gonna leave in the box as a collector's bit, but who knows? Maybe that one will run better. But we're only testing one, aside from the high voltage, which came with these track pieces, we're only testing one model car, period, because there are so many out there to get through. And I know I won't get through all of them, but there's no reason to do like two of the same make, model, release, all of that stuff. So anyway, we're going to do the usual. We're going to let this thing still have its moment of glory on the spinner, because it deserves it. Somebody still had to design it, get it set up to be manufactured. And the idea of John Wick, you know, I love the, let's see if movie series, trying to get this where it'll be a little more focus. Anyway, yeah. I'm kind of bummed. I'll be honest, I'm kind of bummed because I really thought this car was going to go fast because of what it kind of represents for me in my head. But this is why we do the testing. We take assumptions out the window and we use evidence over what our feelings are. But you can still appreciate the way it looks. Anyway, time for the moment of glory.